Cool. So we got everybody in here. It was really quiet. I thought it was just me. I thought it was me and Matt the whole time.
We're all scared of each other.
Jeez. Hold on, let me get my headphones. Cool. Make sure nobody else is waiting. All right, I'm about to read out the list real quick. It's all based on who's in here right now. Sign up. All right, so first we have Leon Harvey. Then we got Micah Jones. Let's see if Clyde's in there. She's not in here either. And then, all right, shit, not in here either. And then Eric Shepard. So the first three comments, we got Liam Harvey, Micah J, and then Clyde Mack. But I was just gonna talk some shit with you guys since you guys are really quiet right now. I don't know. I realized today, like, for a while that I'm one of those people that wear the mask like with my nose out. I feel like I just have trouble breathing, so I always keep it down. But like the only time I properly wear it over my nose is after I eat my girl out. I don't know. I feel like it really seals the flavor in. You ever eat your girl out and then just put like a plastic bag over your head? If you haven't tried it, it's just something you might want to think about. I don't know, man. What else did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, I don't get why women like to shit on guys who are like uncircumcised, whatever. Like I was at an open mic in Manhattan like a week ago, I think, and this girl goes up and she's talking about like how guys who are uncircumcised are disgusting and all this shit, and she'll never touch one. And then she's like, it's a deal breaker. And then she goes in 2 minutes about like all the plastic surgery she's got done on herself. And I thought that was like, that's pretty weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're shaming me because like my parents just did nothing. They were just like, yeah, leave it alone. Just let it, leave it 100% organic, all natural, and then you're going and just pumping your body with like silicone and other, I don't know, maybe I'm just old fashioned, that like I was watching, I'm sorry, I watched like, it reminded me of this like documentary. It's called America Uncircumcised. It's, it was weird because like before I never really thought it was like a big deal. Like I've never heard a girl, like I've never heard any complaints in my personal life. You know what I mean? Like I've only started hearing shit when I started doing comedy or going on the internet. That's the only time I ever heard shit that like women were disgusted by it. I've never like pulled my dick out and was like a girl like, ew, no, fuck out of here. It just never happened. Unless like, I did it without, I pulled it out without asking, then, I might get the fuck out. But never when I've consensually pulled out my penis, I've ever got like a disgusting thing. But anyways, I watched this documentary and I'm seeing like there's like two sides of this whole argument, right? Like there's one side that's like super extreme, like they paint blood on their pants and it's just like, yeah, man, you're mutilating our cocks and all this shit. And the other people is like, yeah, man, you guys got dirty dick cheese and you fucking shower twice a day. It's just like a weird argument, and then like, but I'm really like a part of me was like excited about this. I'm like, finally somebody, fighting for me when I didn't even know there was a fight. I didn't know there was a war going on, but I'm like, these guys are waging war. I didn't even never minded. But like now I'm like caught into it. You know what I'm saying? Because they have something called the genital integrity mission. That's what it's called, or Jim for sure, which is like GIM, which is kind of funny, referring to the penis. But I hate that I have to say penis so many times, but I feel like this is a scientific joke, and I have to use the scientific terms. But anyways, like there was like one guy who was like really serious about it. He goes like on a 50 state tour of of showing people why being uncircumcised is way better. And he looks exactly like I want you to picture this guy, right? You know what? I'll make it easier. Just picture me with glasses. This is what this guy looked like. So picture me with glasses standing in a sold out theater. These things sell out, by the way. I'm in the wrong profession. And this guy just sits there, right? And in the interview, he tells him, he goes like, yeah, he starts explaining how the part of the penis that gets circumcised is like basically like the male equivalent to clitoris. And it's the part of like, I don't know if anybody here is, uncut, whatever, but it's like the part where the shaft meets the bottom of the little Nazi helmet. And it's like a piece of skin right there. It's just basically, they just called the male clit. I got to rewatch the documentary to find out what the word is, but I remember the actual word for it is hilarious. But I can't remember what it was. I have it set up on my Amazon Prime right now. I'm watching it after I get off of this again. I need to work on this joke. This is anyways. So he's going in about like this, and he tells the guy while he's explaining. He goes like, "Oh, if you actually take a finger and rub it without like jerking off, he's like, you can make yourself ejaculate." He's like, "I've done it. I have videos if you want to see." He said that. He told the guy, and he's like, "I have videos of it if you want to see." And that's basically, he shows that video on the tour. So this guy is a genius, not just because he looks like me with glasses, but because I figured out a way to do a 50 state dick pic tour. A live dick pic tour. I think that's fucking genius, I was watching Batman Begins today, and it's the one where they talk about how he became Batman, and they talk about how he was scared of bats. He fell in the cave wherever he got. Bats scared the shit out of him. It became his biggest fear. And then the guy from Taken was like, "Hey man, use the bats, as don't use it as fear. Take that fear and turn it into strength, right? Take that fear. Your biggest fear is bats. Take that fear and turn it to strength." And I just started thinking, I'm like, I wonder that's how men become cucks. Like they're sitting there, because my biggest fear is watching my woman get plowed by another man, especially if he's bigger. So I feel like these guys, you know what I mean? Instead of getting attacked by a bunch of bats, they got attacked by a bunch of meat bats. I don't know, baseball bats. I gotta figure that out. Anyways, yeah, I think that was it. I think that's all I got to talk about penises right now.
I do like baseball bats and meat bats. That's pretty funny.
A meat bat, yeah, meat. A Louisville Slugger, man, hey, make some noise for our next comic coming up. A little applause, thank you guys. Make some noise for Liam Harvey.
Ooh, yeah. Thank you so much. I was actually in that documentary, Gio. I took the dick cheese and then put it on like war paint. They called me Briss Apache. That's my IMDb. True story. You can look it up. Let's get into this. Enough of this fucking around. My mom is very Southern. She's from South America. Isn't that weird how we won't call certain Americans Americans? I think it's because people get uncomfortable about how race contradicts geography. That's why I like to call Russians cold Asians. That's what they are. Like, Canadians are cold Americans. North Pole residents are Christmas honkies. It makes total sense. sorry, I have a hard time making small talk with strangers like you guys. Like my friend's mom loves comedy. She was like, when I was your age, I saw Bill Cosby live twice. I was like, wow, you survived both of them.
Huh.
I'm mm, I have a hard time reading my notes. My mom's my mom's very supportive of me. In fact, when I was 17, she actually kicked me out of her house so I could pursue my dream of surfing around the country on other people's couches. Uh, I love my mom so much, allegedly. Um, my favorite show is Shark Tank because some of the stupidest ideas are considered amazing. Like some guys pitched this idea from a moving company called Foxes Packing Boxes, where hot chicks just move your shit, and then your wife divorces you. And that might seem feminist, like a woman can do everything a man can do. But it's not when Mark Cuban is pointing at these girls and going, how much are they worth? Like, who is also pitching this idea? Like, all I could think of was, is Harvey Weinstein making a career change at 68? Speaking of, I have a girlfriend. A lot of creepy guys keep sliding into her DMs. I trust her, so I blocked them from her account. And you know, it's hard dealing with these creepy guys because they won't stop. Like one time I told a guy stop, and he goes, "Sorry, I have not had sex in a while." That's your best defense? I was like, "Yeah, me neither. She's worked all week and on her period." Just because you have a girlfriend doesn't mean you're getting it all the time, you know? I hate those relationship jingles because they're not fully practical. Like, okay, like happy wife, happy life. But where's the jingle for angry girlfriend? It's your fault. Like that jingle will come in handy, you know? Like here's another that might help. They say a relationship is a two-way street. My take is a relationship is a two-way street, and you better not show up 15 minutes late. Here's another. True love never has endings. Why did my divorced parents think of that? Uh, anyway, my girlfriend has this issue. Like she knows that I've hooked up with Asian girls, mostly hot, not cold. If you've been paying attention. In the past, and now she's afraid of me cheating on her with an Asian girl. So she won't let me do any work at any Asian establishments. So I had to drop out of an Ivy League school. Anyway, I hate TikTok. Anybody else? Anybody else?
Yeah,
16?
fuck TikTok.
Anybody else 16? Okay. Worst social media app. I saw a white girl did a dance and lip sync to a prayer in the Quran. Yeah, it was so infuriating to me because that was my idea. She stole my idea, guys, okay? That's insane. Like that would never happen with Christianity. You'd like never turn up to Filipinos 413 or whatever. I don't know Christianity. My white friend Jacob proclaimed that he hates Christians. If I proclaim I hate Christians, it looks a little different and off. Like, that's another form of white privilege that I didn't realize existed. Like, if you're white, you can scream that you want all Christians to burn in hell, like in an airport. If I do that, I'm going to miss my flight for a couple of years. I'm going to... Okay, thank you guys so much. Have a good night.
Woo! Yeah, keep it going for Liam. It's crazy talking about that. Like I'm 34. I'm about to be 35 this year, and I never had sex with a celebrity, but I did fuck a girl who had 1 million followers on TikTok. Yeah, but before I continue that, I want people to know she's 25. All right, she was 25. She's 27 now. But I was just gonna tell people that. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, fucking girl, she's 1 million followers on TikTok. You know, she's 25. You know, she's legal. She's a whore in bed, dirty little slut. You know. It's amazing. She lives in LA now. Fuck that. That's what happens when you get a million followers on TikTok. You go to LA. Man. Our next comedian on deck. A comedian on deck is. Let's see. We have Eric Shepard. But right now, make some noise for Micah J. Woo.
Up, everybody. Oh, I also found the word miterus, male clitoris. We got it, guys. You fucking did it.
It was something else. I'm gonna find out, and I'm gonna email it to everybody.
Bet. Look for it. All right. So I know everyone heard about what's going on today, and honestly, I just want to say I'm disappointed. All right, I'm one of those people that wanted to see Trump leaving the office to be a spectacle. Right? Like, I wanted everyone to cover it. I wanted the whole shebang. Right? Now, Secret Service coming and dragging him out like a toddler, that would have been cool. All right? I would have accepted that. But I don't know. I wanted WWE involved, if that makes any sense. Right? Because you guys remember when they like have those specials when they like stage a home invasion? Like Triple H would come in and then beat the fuck out of Randy Orton, and then very assertively and kind of sexually threaten his wife, right? That's what I wanted to happen, all right? I think that we should have did that. I honestly think we should have did that because A, Trump has already been on WWE, all right? This could have been like a rematch, all right? Now, imagine he's just chilling in his office, all right? About to sign whatever document he doesn't know because he has Alzheimer's, and then fucking Vince McMahon comes in with a sledgehammer, all right? Now, Vince McMahon's in there, trying to grab the belt. Trump gets up from his desk and he's like, I've grabbed pussies tougher than you, son. And then Vince McMahon just fucking pushes him through a door. All right. And now Trump's on his watch and he's trying to like get the number for the drone, but he can't remember. And then let me see what I got here. And then as Vince McMahon's beating his ass, he goes to his microphone and he lets a bunch of 12-year-olds out of the basement. He's like, the first person who kills him gets their freedom. So now all the 12-year-olds are beating the fuck out of Vince McMahon, and out of nowhere, Joe Biden comes out with his kente cloth, all right? And he goes, Wakanda forever. And then we have the spirit of Chadwick Boseman come down, and he kicks him down the White House steps. All right, that's how I wanted it to go down. Don't you love Chadwick Boseman? It's not too soon, by the way. It's definitely not. Honestly, I think if you think it's too soon, it's because you laughed at the video of him looking like a UNICEF kid. And that's okay. That's 100% okay. All right. We all did it. All right. It's the same thing as when you laughed at the kid who was making noise in class all the time. Right. It was funny, but guess what? He had a bad home life. All right. We laugh because we don't have the whole story. That's it. How much time do I have, by the way? No, let's say enough. 2 minutes. All right. I got one more thing I want to try out. All right. I think that there should be better screening for being a driving instructor, mainly because like I'm on the road and then I see like someone swerving or just being an all in general dumbass. All right. And, you know, I see it and then I just think to myself, wow, your driving instructor was probably going through a really bad divorce when he did your test. All right. Because, you know, you go through the test, you don't use your signals, you clip a pregnant mother on the sidewalk, and then at the end you say, hey, did I pass? And then he's like, yeah, just fucking go ahead and take it like Sandra took the kids. And he goes and cries in his car. All right, that's my time for today. Thank you, guys.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's funny, like a lot of people were saying that like Trump is out of office, and it's like, oh, you know, Trump is great for comedy. But like, people that think that Biden's not going to be great for comedy has not been on YouTube and searched his like greatest hits of things he said and done. That guy is, I think he's like Trump and George Bush combined together. If you see his like highlight reels, like this one part where he called the lady, like he asked the lady a question and she said, yeah, he didn't believe her. So he's just like, no, he didn't. He's like, you're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. And I'm like, yo, that's just like some real 1920s roast type shit. I'm like, there's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just gonna be amazing. And like how you said that, like that WWE, like I just pictured like when he's doing his speech, when he was giving his speech, you just hear like that glass break, and then the music starts, and then just Trump runs out, and he just like beats the shit out of Biden, and then like the Proud Boys and then the other Antifa just fucking just meet up and just have a big gay orgy and just admit that they just had a crush on each other the whole time, but they couldn't admit it. I'm sorry, that got dark. I've had a long day. This is
I'm actually waiting for that day.
Oh man, but yeah, on deck we have Brittany Brave, but right now make some noise for Eric Shepard.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Before I start, I just want to make sure that you can all hear me well. Are we cool? Cool. If I'm hard to hear or too loud or something, just tell me. Yesterday I did a Zoom show and half my set was like listening to a dude rearrange his garage. It's humbling. I'm just gonna talk about some true stuff. See where it goes. Also, am I pinned? I'm looking at Geo right now. I'm sorry this is so slow. Anyway, yeah. Growing up, like we never had enough food. I grew up food insecure, which was odd because my parents were not poor. Like we weren't wealthy, but we had enough where we could buy whatever groceries we wanted. And for some reason we just wouldn't. Like my sister and I, we got in fights with our parents because we're still hungry after splitting a lean cuisine. And then our mom would just disagree with us. She'd go like, "You're full," and we'd believe her. It is insane. Like children are so gullible. You can lie to them about their well-being and they'll just believe you. Like a box of pasta that could have fed a family of 4 is definitely cheaper than the lean cuisine. My family we owned a motel, and we would steal leftovers from the tenants. I was the only kid who had to eat used food. Cool. All right. I'm cracking you guys slowly with my low energy, tired, late at night Zoom set. Trying not to wake up roommates. This is cool. No, like if I got a pizza as a kid, it came refurbished. Like the pepperoni would come from some dude's Italian sub. In middle school, I had a girlfriend. I had a serious relationship because her mom was a good cook. I did not like this girl at all. At school, I'd always try to like make friends with fat kids, just because I knew if I went home with them, their mom would buy me Taco Bell. Also, like I'd like try to be humble about it. I'd be like, I'd always say I want a small, and they'd always offer a large. That sounds insensitive, but it's like the only way I could get a meal. In gym class, I would purposely run a slow mile just so I could ask kids like what their mom was cooking. I'm terrible. As kids, did you guys have a favorite candy? You guys can shout it out. I'm not scared of you.
Airheads.
Snickers, Airheads. Would you guys die for those?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. As a kid, like I was obsessed with Reese's Cups. And I'd only got to try them one time in my whole life when I stole like a handful from a receptionist's desk. And for years, I never got to have one again. And I would not stop thinking about them. Like they were important to me. And one day, years later, a kidnapper lured me in with candy. And I knew this guy was dangerous, but it was the only chance I get to try another Reese's Cup. Like he had them, and he was willing to give me as many as I wanted, and I knew my life was at risk, and it was a hard decision. Like if he had a pocket full of Laffy Taffy, no way. But Reese's Cups, that's. Also, like for a choice of who to kidnap, I'm a terrible pick. Like my parents wouldn't pay for 2 lean cuisines. You're not going to get ransom money. If a kidnapper tried to hold me ransom, my mom would just send in like half a lean cuisine. She sent a note that says he's fine. The kidnapper, he tried to bring me back to his car, and my dad caught him before he could. And I tried to defend the kidnapper. I knew like I did not know if I would survive, but I did know I was getting a Reese's. Also, like my dad, I said like, it's cool. This guy's my friend. And my dad asked, "What's his name?" And I made up a name. And then the kidnapper, like, he could not keep up with me leading. It's like terrible improv partner. And it's like, if you're going to be a kidnapper, be more creative. The problem's not that you're abducting children. The problem is that you're bad at it. I do love, like, I'm looking at people and I see a few people laughing and they're muted, but it makes me feel good inside that I can see your faces. I'll try this a little bit. Someone mugged me the other night. I was walking home. I see a guy. He's sitting on a milk crate between two city bikes. He sees me. He's sitting on a milk crate. He mugs me. And I couldn't stop thinking, where did he get the milk crate? Did he bring it from home? Was he trying to steal people's milk? Did he need the calcium to stand? And this is not police or I wrote, warning, milkman on the loose. Look out for a man with a milk mustache. If you call him, see 1-800-GOT-MILK. Gio, how much time do I have? Let me see if I can squeeze some time.
Nothing left.
Thank you. All right. Thanks, man.
I keep going for Eric, man. It's crazy. I missed half of your kidnapping story because I was still thinking about the candy and shit.
Hell yeah.
I was like, think, right? For us being a very obese country, you would think we would have better candy than Japan. Yeah. Like, you ever see the selection they have? They be having like sour apple Kit Kats and like Xanax flavored Reese's. Like,
Yeah.
they'll have like the craziest fucking candy in the world, man.
Bonbons, those are the shit.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I think I've heard of those.
It's Japanese candy. It's great.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, yeah. Yeah, like I said, man, I'm from America, so we just have like shit candy. Anyways, on deck, let me see if anybody else came in. All right, on deck we have Basil, but right now make some noise for Brittany Brave.
Hey,
Woo!
everybody, how are we? Yeah.
Woo.
Do you guys enjoy my my virtual background here? It's my parents' house in Miami. It's the pandemic special. You move back in because you chose the wrong art form. Okay. All right, let's get into it. So I've been thinking a lot about how girls talk about how they have these toxic traits, but they kind of throw the word toxic around and they're not really that toxic. It's like the other day, one of my good girlfriends was like, oh my God, my toxic trait is I always buy avocado toast at brunch. And it's just like so stupid because it's so expensive and I can make it at home. And I know I'm not like other girls because I was like, yeah, my toxic trait is loving men with repressed trauma and they take it out on me with direct violence for 3.5 years, but I think I can love my way out of it. And now I'm in a restraining order, like I'll see your brunch, Jenna, and I'll raise you a punch to the face, okay, too dark. Okay. Oh, I don't know what he believes it, but it's true. Okay. It's all fun and games until you see your boyfriend in handcuffs, and then I got to turn to him in court, and I was like, to think you were the one who didn't want this to get serious. Okay. He'd be like, can I choke you tonight in bed? I'd be like, you already did all day. Okay. Nope. Okay. We're going to keep going. All right. Okay. So one of my best friends is a gay man and we have been best friends since high school. And, I think you take time to develop a gaydar. I think that's not something you're just like born with. I think it takes time because I remember meeting him and being in love with him. And I had no idea he was gay. I told my mom I thought he was the one because he wanted to come over and paint each other's nails. He also watched Sex and the City. He was a big fan of Hannah Montana. And I met him at high school theater competition. Okay, I had no idea. My mom was like, honey, he doesn't want to see you naked. Okay, he wants to insult your outfit. Like all right, that's sad. Okay. So this day she's still like, is Danny still gay? And I was like, Mom, it's not like a sickness that gets worked out of your system. Like, she's like, all right, keep moving. I can't date rich. I realize that. I grew up poor. I grew up lower middle class. You guys can tell by my bad Wi-Fi and my parents' blinds in the back. But I did, and it's funny because all of my friends, like, they get help from their parents. Like, they get like money for their rent and money for their bills. I don't get that. Like, every time I ask my parents for money, they don't have it, so they're just like, "We'll give you unconditional love." You know, like, then we will support all of your decisions. And I'm like, no, you know. Oh, okay. Anyways, but I can't date rich. I was dating a guy. He came from money. He had a really good job. And I remember we were trying to get to know each other. And I was like, what's your guilty pleasure? And he said, al fresco dining. That's outdoor dining, by the way. That's a fancy rich person way of saying outdoor dining. So I guess his kink is like Governor Cuomo's pandemic stipulations. Like, I don't know. He goes to me, he goes, what's your guilty pleasure? And I told him, sometimes I go to the bar, I spend too much money, and then I call Wells Fargo the next day and tell them it's fraud. Boom! Like, you know, like, we're just fundamentally different. Okay. All right. New bits, guys. New bits. New bits. I'm about to be 30 and I'm realizing I'm not a good drunk anymore. Like, I used to get wine drunk on a Wednesday, you know, and I would be partying it up. Now when I get wine drunk on a Wednesday, I just like aggressively reply to work emails. I'm just like, you know, it's not good. I got so drunk the other night that the next morning I said good morning to a mannequin at the airport. That's embarrassing. Yeah. And I'm not a good high. I'm not a good drunk. I'm getting old. The last time I got high, I tried to swipe right on a tarot card. It wasn't good. We got one person with that. All right. And I don't smoke weed. I should. I really should. It would help me a lot. The last time I did weed, I accidentally did dabs. Has anyone done dabs?
Oh yeah. Woo.
Gio, I didn't know what that was. Okay. I was at a party. It was me and two friends with three guys. And the guys were like, we have regular weed, we have kush, and then we have dabs. So we have regular weed, we have something stronger. And then we have this thing that's in a synthetic casing that you have to light up in a blowtorch or like whatever. And like and my one friend, I felt we were like the Powerpuff Girls. Like the one friend was like, I'll just take a hit of the joint. The other friend was like, I'll do the kush. Okay. And I was the one who was like, yeah, I'll fucking smoke your science fair project. Let's fucking go, you know? Yeah. And then it was bad. In the span of 5 minutes, but it felt like 5 hours, I went from telling my friend that I felt like my body was a piece of cotton candy to telling her that I think that God ate my legs. Like, that's how high I got. Like, it was not good. This was also in Florida, which is where I'm from. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, nobody's perfect, motherfuckers. What do you want me to, you know? How much time do I have left, Gio? I wasn't timing myself.
Got a minute.
A minute. Okay, cool. I'll do some Florida. Okay. Oh, actually, you know what? I know what I want to do. Let's talk about, okay, so Trump supporters storming the Capitol. I was looking at this on the news and I was watching how they were climbing the walls, breaking through the windows, like just going ape shit to get into this building. And the first thing I thought was Black Friday on Thanksgiving weekend is what caused this. Okay, hear me out. Like, we have been giving white people too much practice door busting for years. Okay. They knew too much what to do. Right. Then that one woman, the one Trump supporter, was on camera and she was like, the Capitol building is my house. I was like, no, bitch, your house is Walmart. Like, no. Okay. It's bad. Also, now that we have Biden as president, I feel like all of America is like WebMD. Like, you know how when you put your symptoms into WebMD, you're like, I have a headache, and WebMD's like, you're dying of brain cancer. Like, that's what we do to Joe Biden, right? We're WebMD to him. If that motherfucker walks out and he looks a little bit clammy, all of America's like, he's done. Like, we're like, he's done. He got COVID. He's in. Okay, thanks, guys. These were new. I appreciate being here. Give it up for Gio.
Woo!
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Keep it going for Brittany. Hell yeah. It's crazy. Like, so you're talking about, like, you know what's the craziest part about what happened that day when they stormed the Capitol is that nobody was talking about the fact that Kanye West got caught having sex with Marilyn Manson. No, yeah. At first, I didn't think it was Marilyn Manson. I was like, oh shit, that's Jared Leto from Suicide Squad. Again, I was like, oh no, that's Marilyn Manson. And I was just like, yeah, I hope they make an album together, or at least a mixtape, or at least a song. You know, at least we get hopefully a good song out of that divorce. You know. Anyway, by the way, like toxic relationships are fun. I don't know, like for some reason I only date toxic girls because obviously, you know, it is true. Like you know, if they punch you in the chest in public, they're usually good in bed. You know what I mean?
There's something to be said for that. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like every girl who just screams at me in public and just punches me in the chest repeatedly, you know, it's just incredible. I don't know.
Right.
You know, it's funny. Like I said good morning. I was so drunk I said good morning. So I said good morning to a mannequin, and I was so embarrassing because it's just like you wake up next to this mannequin and you don't even remember her name. Like, oh, slept with this mannequin. I can't even remember her name. It's a good morning.
Yeah, for me, it wasn't
man.
actually a mannequin. It was just some random white guy named Chad.
Oh man. Well, we got one. And if you guys want to hang out afterwards and talk to each other, because fuck, man, what else is there to do? Make some noise for our last comedian of the night, Bezo Ahmed.
Thanks for having me. The name is Basil. Appreciate that.
Basil. Like,
Yeah.
this is like a fifth open mic. I'm still fucking up your name.
No worries. Next time. Anyway, guys, have you ever flown Spirit to have yours broken? I was in denial about being in love with a buddy of mine, and I flew to Pittsburgh to see her. She never showed up. The music playing on the plane ride was Do You Want Me by Now. Apparently not. Heartbreak wouldn't have been so bad if I wasn't stuck in Pittsburgh. Fuck Pittsburgh. I almost missed my plane ride back because I had a vision that she was in the hospital with a fatal condition and that she needed me. I didn't know hospitals treated assholes. When I got back home, I got a text saying, "Hi, Basil. I apologize for not responding over the weekend. Honestly, the thought of spending time with you in real life made me somewhat uncomfortable. I didn't handle this discomfort well and was rather rude to you, but I figured I should let you know." Well, at least the story has a happy ending. I showed the message to my friends and they said, "Don't respond." So I figured it'd be a good idea to respond. "Hi, Alice. I apologize for this and I apologize for that, and I'm sorry I made you uncomfortable. Good luck with everything." And that was that. Closure. The end. But she didn't respond, and I read a book about communication and decided I didn't communicate that well. And then I messaged her again, saying I was really hurt and disrespected by what happened. But maybe I behaved poorly too, and that's what stopped you from communicating well. Do you want to talk it out? If yes, cool. If not, good luck with everything. And no response. And you know what? She ghosted me, didn't respond twice. She's clearly not interested, and I have self-respect. So that's that. On New Year's, I got really drunk. And then I messaged her again. And this time I was out of control. I told her that the time we spent together at Battery Park was the happiest time of my life. Great start. I said I'd been to Orlando too, and that where she grew up, and I promised I wasn't a stalker. Solid middle. Finally, to close it off, I said, we are in a video game and you and I are the main characters. I really nailed that landing. In the morning, I realized my error and wish I didn't say any of that. I've acted like a crazy person. She doesn't need anymore. I have self-respect. And then I messaged her again saying, sorry for all that nonsense, but this has been a shit show and I have nothing to lose. Do you want to be friends? She responds, no need to apologize. I'd really rather not try and rekindle our friendship though. Sorry. At last, it's finally over. And I messaged her again saying, but why though? We got along so well and then I made you uncomfortable. How? No response. Huh. She ghosted me and I messaged her 3 times. Maybe I am a stalker. I should apologize. And then I messaged her again. And sorry about all that bullshit. I know I've made you uncomfortable a lot by this point and I have to own that. I want to be friends, but even if we're not, you're important to me. You're smart, you're funny, and a joy to talk to. It was really great to hear from you again. I wish you nothing but happiness. And I meant that almost, but really nothing but happiness is lofty. A little bit of karma for ghosting me would be nice, but nothing but happiness. Wink. I learned my lesson. No matter how unfairly someone treats you, if they want to pull back from talking, let them. But who knows? Maybe in 5 years I'll message them again. All right, that's my time. Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Give it up for your last comic of the night. Feel bad for fucking up his name. You know, half the time you know that skit. You ever seen the Key and Peele sketch where he's like a teacher and he's saying everybody's name?
Oh yeah, substitute teacher, yeah.
Yeah, that's like the thing. And then I just started going through like everybody's name. I was like, yeah, I wonder how I could fuck up their name too. And I was just like looking at. I was like, oh, we got Ibani and Justine. Shout out to